It's 10 o'clock on a Thursday. By Mjolnir's beard. That doesn't make any fucking sense. By Odin's beard? He's a one-eyed, three-toed. I don't know. I am Billy at @the_swan_man on Twitter, repping for the Army of Snarkness at Army of Snarkness, also on Twitter. Like the Facebook page for Army of Snarkness, because why wouldn't you? And download all of our Ear Candy on iTunes, Spreaker, and Stitcher, of course. See, I reversed the order there. Boom! It is Thursday, which may or may not be the last for the week. I don't know! It's crazy. It's crazy how it works, because, my weekends are full. Sure, why not? I try to keep them busy while I'm young, live while you're young. I'll try to keep them busy forever. I'm gonna rock and roll forever, man, forever. Rock and roll will never die, not with me and breathing. Rock and roll, zutalo, say no más, la. What the fuck? How are you? I am fine. So, there I am. On Facebook, because that's what I like to do. Not that I love the people that are on Facebook. About 60-40. Well, which way does that fall? You be the judge. Knowing me, yeah, I like 40% of you. Shh. Except for the people that follow the Facebook page. I love all of them. Fucking pour it over pancakes. Or at least I tolerate most of them. Yeah, it's a thing. Pardon. Well said. No. Spouse. So I'm checking my timeline, like I do during the work week, like everybody does in this modern era. And that's one of the benefits. I can read a book, or I can check my, news feed. Big into Facebook, trying to get big into Twitter, but it seems like more work, because I actually have to say something instead of just troll other people's statuses, or just look at my news feed and hit the little thumb button. I gotta, compose thoughts within 140 characters, and that's like a lot of work. That's like writing a haiku, when I'm more of an epic poetry guy. Which means just nonsense. Ranting nonsense. So I'm checking my news feed. And, I tried to talk about rape on Monday and I just got all fluster-buttered. Because you should, right? It's an uncomfortable thing. Like in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, people find that scene between her and her administrator, for lack of a better word, very visceral and uncomfortable, as they should. Like, we're desensitized as fuck to murder. It's like, yeah, whatever. But rape is not, it still, hurts a lot of people to watch. It makes you wince. It gives you the uglies and your tumblies. And it should. That's the thing. That's the point. It should never be glorified or pretty. It's the nasty, man-made construct that is one of the worst things ever. Bar none. Fuck it up its stupid ass. Like Lisbeth Salander did. I love it. Boom! Kick that steel dildo right. She was swinging for the fences, bro. Pung! I love the Foley on that, too. Fuck you, driver, that sucks. Here's my penis. You have one, and you have one, and you have one. You all get a dick. All right, it's under your chairs. In a consensual fashion, of course. So, checking my newsfeed, and this Steubenville thing is just blown up. Because the internet's slow at fucking keeping up with the goddamn news. But anyway, Steubenville thing blows up. It's huge. And all the thing about the CNN coverage and these poor boys, the football players that, if you didn't know, you should know. And if you don't know, look it up. Viable, just type in Steubenville, Steubenville. And, I'm feeling lucky will pretty much get you there. But for anybody that don't know, that's how you know. Boom! Because I'm not going through that. Jesus, what do I look like? I'm not the fucking news agency. I'm just giving you my skewed perspective. I don't have facts. I just have what I did. Because to read from, facts would mean I'm not driving. So, Steubenville rape thing happens, and then I hear about two 18-year-olds sexually assaulted, allegedly. Still, there is the rule of law. And I believe in the rule of law, my friend. By the rule of law, allegedly raped a 13-year-old. What? And there's still the concern, it's like, why don't we fuck with the little girl or whatever? It's like, why are the guys getting all the blame? And on one end, no, there is no end. It's like, I'm sorry, it's just there's nothing to it. Dude, you're 18, bro. Like, I'm no dynamo. I am far from a Don Juan de la Marca. Don Juan de la Marca? Yeah, fucking A. Pardon, had to remember. I don't have my notes, because there are no notes. Off the cuff. No notes, not nuts. Off the cuff all the time. It's how we do. Irregardless. Yeah, I mean, I have my niches, sure, and all that. By the time I was 18, I was already in fucking college and was, rocking it. As I've, elaborated on in certain podcasts. I've already, I've gone through what I did and how I did it to be with the ladies. I wasn't worried about no fucking 13-year-old. Come on now. That's ridiculous. I don't care what you think you are. There's no excuse. What are you doing in high school at 18 anyway? Moron, I'm just playing for sports. No one cares about high school sports. No one does, except the old men that were once good at it. Ask Al Bundy. He'll tell you all about Polk High, baby. He'll tell you all about his touchdown run. Because they all made it. Because making a touchdown in fucking high school, while not the easiest thing, isn't necessarily the hardest thing either. You kind of just had to be on the team, didn't you? The competition level, it elevates to college. Sure, granted, of course. Just saying, bro. That is like, in the worldview, that is a step above Pee-wee football. Eat my hiney. I played middle school football, and I was saying on Facebook, to a degree, but the whole thing with these 18-year-old guys and people coming to their defense immediately because they are ball players, and they have a bright future for the county, or what have you, the small town, in Connecticut. I forget the name of this one. This is not Steubenville. Steubenville's in Ohio, and that court case is settled. So the alleged rape, another one, thanks to the age of information, has been brought to our attention. Now, 18 on 13. But it's the protection that is granted them by their city, their hometown. Like, they are fixtures, and therefore deserve, protection, defense, even in the face of a heinous allegation. Such as fucking raping a 13-year-old, sexually assaulting a 13-year-old. It don't matter. That's fucked up, man. That is beyond the pale, before the pale. There ain't even a fucking fuck you. How's that? You're assholes. But it brought up the notion of, small town politics and how they defend heinous seedlings of people. Middle schoolers, high schoolers. And I gotta say, that was one of the things, aside from wrestling was more fun. One of the reasons I did get out of middle school is I was seeing the groundwork being laid in to these young males. I was seeing a culture being developed through their older brothers and their older siblings and their older friends that were living this and inviting. It was a constant, it's a cycle. Once you get to a certain point, if you, allow it to be so, you are then in the fold, the athletic fold, where there are parties for people from, middle school age all the way up to early college age. And there are libations. Libations? Yeah. There's booze. And there's women. And girls. Mostly girls. Because again, look at the age range that I'm showing you. And these young men learn from this culture early on. It is rooted in them, because how could it not be, that certain things are allowed, that it's okay, and that you are, to a degree, untouchable. And they might not think of it that way. They might just feel, or a popular word on the radio these days, entitled. It is one of their prizes, is to get the girls. Because, it's one thing to be like, I want to do this, and I did a lot of activities. Hey, I did a lot of things in middle school and shit to, quote-unquote, get the girls. It didn't necessarily work, but it certainly made me a more diversely cultured individual, which is always a good thing. And ladies love later, which is better, because again, I was never aiming for the 13-year-olds after 13. I was always looking up to the stars. Bigger hooter. They got bigger hooters up there. Terrible. But it was a culture that existed. I saw the groundwork starting to happen around 7th grade, going into 8th grade, because they have 8th grade through, these dudes are on, working out regularly, and their bodies are starting to truly transform into the hideously deformed men that they will be. And with the help of vitamins, that can just spur that on right down the line. They will be monstrous. And there were some big motherfuckers. But this culture was starting to evolve, that these dudes were, owed this much. And sadly, it appeared, I don't know, I'm fly on the wall here, it appeared as though this culture was also being reverberated on the female end. That this is just what, the girls of the small town do. for the boys on the athletic team. I mean, this is how you become successful, not famous. This is how you become a successful wife and have a bunch of little Christian babies, and then they can lather, rinse, and repeat with your, friends' daughters or sons, and just have this weird, incestuous, small-town petri dish of this class of people that view this as okay. It's okay to participate in sports. It's fucking great. I'm not saying any of the actual, legal things are wrong. I'm saying that the culture that has come out of it is bad, is wrong. Okay? This is where you get the thing that they had to crack down in the small town I'm from. Is goddamn parents buying kids liquor, like teenage punks liquor. Buying it. Hosting it. I'd heard tale of these parties since high school, man. All the way through high school as an undergrad. That's all you've heard about with certain segments of my class. Was that they were going to a college party or they were going to someone's house and their mom or dad, bought the booze and, pretty much gave them free reign. Don't get arrested. That's the thing. And then, of course, they'd boo-hoo and cry a lot when their kid ended up splattered in an oak tree for drunk driving at the age of, 16, 17. Like, look. But how would they know that driving impaired was wrong if there were never any boundaries set? If there was never a consequence for heinous actions, save for a slap on the wrist, as long as you can go out and play the game. That is the long short of it. And that's how it felt. Being on the outside looking in, but not, I actively got out. Like, I wasn't about to be roped in because, middle class, but this is a, upper class problem as well. I noticed it wasn't really so much the poor kids getting into this kind of trouble. They couldn't fucking afford it. There were other problems going on with, lower socioeconomic brackets, but I'm saying the people that were in the higher end of things made this happen. This culture, they were the ones that were thriving off of it. You have your sports night, and you let your daughter go out, and as long as she's having fun with the boys, those are Tim's boys. Not real names. Well, Tim is a name, but, and it's all fine and well until someone slips down a fucking chasm and dies at 16 because she was drunk and the rocks were slippery. Which happens, regularly. Every summer you can count on, 3 dudes biting it on the certain roads and kids partying out and where they shouldn't be and falling into, a river. Happens every summer. And that's not all a byproduct of this, but it's the small town mentality that, local sports are the end-all be-all. The thing that always rubbed me raw, bizarre little, it's not aimless, it's like, the thing that always rubbed me raw when they were introducing us to, welcome to the shit of high school, they played this audio tape on a cassette over a microphone, so it sounded immaculate. And by immaculate, I mean fucking awful. Jokes. Because and it was when they had won a football game, a championship, cool, fucking 12 years before I was there. And, God knows how many years after since that. I don't know if they still do this. But they're like, this is the glory that can happen. And these guys, these older men, 30s and 40s, looking so proud, chests puffed up, saying that high school is going to be some of the greatest years of your life. And for this culture, it is, because they burn so hard, so fast, that after, senior year, and after the college thing falls through, after, they don't get picked up for the team in college, or after they don't get picked up by the NFL, or they get hurt, after all that burns out, what is left? Except, damaged people. Not all of them, of course, but this mindset carries through and reverberates, and then they tell their children, and their menial little jobs, and then the cycle continues, and they buy the kids the booze, and as long as the kid lives long enough, maybe that kid will have the shot, and that kid will be making the sports money, and that kid will be hearing about, 15 years later about how high school is the greatest years of their lives. And if they wish it and they mean it, then they do become, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Of course they're the best years of your life. You were allowed to have free reign and do whatever without consequence until you moved out. Until, the new crop came in, until college, as I said, all those examples. Until high school was over. You can't just look at things that narrow-mindedly. And that goes with, interpersonal relationships. Women are more than a vessel for pleasure. Women are more than the people, extensions of your mom. They're not meant to pick up after you. They are individuals. Unless they're raised to believe that. And it's kind of a bizarre brainwashing that goes on in certain areas. Because it's fucked up. It's like Serenity. Well, Firefly, I guess. Our Mrs. Reynolds, where she's like cooking him everything and like wants to wash his feet and shit. And he's just like, wait, I didn't ask, no, why? But that shit really happens, man. Some people really have that happen. Like, they do that. They believe it. And, so that applies to this rape thing, and that the small town cannot believe the darkness that resides within the culture they have made. That no repercussions equals people acting badly, like really badly? Well, I thought they weren't going to do I didn't think they were going to do anything illegal, is always a thing. It's like, of course they are. They're fucking kids. They push the limits until something pushes back, and be that the law or an oak tree. It's gonna happen eventually. Rocky said it best, ain't nothing hit harder than life. I just wish that there wasn't as much collateral damage in this process of learning, like rape. That's not so cool. Can't you just fuck up your life and fuck yourself over? Kids. And 18's far from a fucking kid. 18-year-olds know fucking better than to even fuck with a 13-year-old girl. But I guess if that cause and effect isn't in there, maybe not. A little serious and morose. Don't you think? Well, I just saw the seedlings. Let's not... In middle school, you just see the acceptance of certain behaviors and drugs. For certain, drugs. Booze and Powerade, which to a kid is fucking genius, but later on it's like, not why? I never partook, but that's why I was an outcast. One of the reasons, aside from, general dickery and all that, and my wacky, analytical, quote-unquote, science fiction-riddled mind. But that's just the thing. Can we just stop with the rapey? Legitimate or otherwise? You fucks. Who's not a legitimate rape? Eat shit. Stop it! Just stop! Can we drop the rape word, please? Can we stop doing it, too? That's a quick way to die in an RPG. I don't know why you'd try it in real life. That and slaver. Can't be a slaver, can't be a rapist. Not in an RPG, not while I'm around. You will have a bad day. Not that I don't think I've ever seen a character do that. Perhaps to test the waters. Well, that's right, kids. Standing up for justice. That was an alleged case, but still, hopefully justice will be served. As it was to those dicks in Steubenville, because fuck them, that's why. Fuck them up, they're stupid asses. You know that thing where you're not supposed to do it and you do it anyway and the repercussions come and you're like, fuck, I knew it, yeah. They knew they were they could have pissed their future away. And they did. Ooh, did they? They deserve no better. Actually, to me, they deserve a little worse. But not anything. Nothing. Here we go. Legal system did what it thought was pertinent to do. So, newsfeed, can we drop it with the rapies? It's like, please, timeline. I need some good news. More cats and Star Trek pictures, because the new trailer of Star Trek dropped. Sick! Fucking Peter Weller. Is he Robert April? I don't know. Well, they're talking about, what a terrorist fucking Benedict Cumberbatch is. And I'm stoked for that. Terrorism! Sweet coat, too. So, that's it for Night Drive. Sorry to be serious. Why so serious? It's a serious thing. Silly times. But, all's well that ends well. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk at you later. But this is the end, my friends. I am Billy at the_swan_man, repping for the Army of Snarkness. I had Army of Snarkness, like the Facebook page. Tying up, cleaning house. Peace!